So, hello, this is Cian Toomey again for week 9 of Applied Portfolio Management. So, as you can see, I'm in familiar territory on campus today. But what I wanted to basically mention this week is that just a couple of things really, not much really to report right now. Other than to say at the end of the week, again, we have another guest speaker. This time it's Mr. Damien Mead, who, as mentioned previously, manages a portfolio of North American equities for Zurich in Dublin. And this portfolio is, I believe, the largest such portfolio in Ireland at about 6 billion. And it's something, I suppose, that is worth mentioning, and particularly in context of the requirement in your project, or at least, I suppose, option in your project to talk about putting together your own equity portfolio. So if that's something you're interested in, I would highly recommend tuning in to Friday. Again, I'd like to thank Katrina for a very interesting talk last Friday. I trust that you learned quite a lot from that particular conversation. In addition, this week then we're going to move on to something a little bit different. So when you're looking at portfolios, one of the things obviously you need to take into account is risk, and how we do that, it varies. So the concept we're going to start with this week is something called value at risk, or VAR, and this is something that again is used quite widely in the world of financial institutions, not just portfolio management. So it's something that I think will be worth looking at. In addition, we're going to talk more generally about the nature of risk in the world of finance and investments, because again, I suppose up to now we've been mostly focusing on issues like just diversification, asset allocation, etc. But one of the key fundamental concepts, obviously, to figure out is the nature of risk. And of course, there isn't just one risk. There's several risks that are present at any given time: market risk, credit risk, operational risk, interest rate risk, you name it. And we have to figure out how you aggregate those risks. And that's basically what VAR is trying to do. Again, as mentioned previously, the final assessment for this module is going to be an open book take-home assignment. And one of the questions on that particular assignment relates to this nature of, and I suppose, the question of risk in finance. So that will be something relevant for that particular part of the module as well. So I trust at this stage now that most of you have at least made an attempt at your initial asset allocation for your portfolios. As mentioned when I was talking to all of the groups last week, that should really be considered a first step in this process. And then over the next month or so, you can adjust and amend as required, and then put together your final report and documents relating to that final portfolio. So that's really it for now. I'm also just going to send on a couple of other little articles I thought might be of interest that you might want to have a look at. One in particular that I came across today is a little bit about where to invest 10,000 today. Basically a summary of investment advice from different parts of the world of finance that may be of interest, both from a practical perspective and also for the purpose of the portfolio. So that's it for now. Again, so tomorrow, as I said, we're going to have this normal session on risk, and then Friday will be the session. Again, it'll be a Zoom session, this time with Damien Mead from Zurich. Okay, so that's it for now, and have a good week. Bye.